There are about 5 tips to get your locks to reach for the stars. And if you stick to the end, I got a bonus tip for y'all who have a little more difficulty getting there. Tip number 1, magic. You must be a witch, Harry Potter. I don't even know if that was a proper quote from the movie. I never finished the Harry Potter series because I fall asleep every time I put the damn thing on. But one of the easiest ways to capture that gravity-defying look is actually an illusion. It's all about tapering the sides of your hair. It's something that I've just always done because I got a wide head. Always got the sides trimmed down to even out the ratio of my abnormal sized head. So essentially when I started growing dreadlocks, that up and out look just sort of came naturally because of an unnatural way of cutting my hair. By maintaining a short look around the sides of your crown, you get a look to your locks that grows up and down instead of just, out and down. Sort of like what this lock is doing here. It's just growing out and down. Like I said, it's magic, Harry Potter. But that's just one technique to get your locks to look like they're growing up instead of just down. And if you're not looking to cut your hair, if you're not looking to trim the sides, I do it myself. Want to stick around for these other 5 tips. What's up, guys? It's your boy, DOMI boy, back with another Freeform lock update. And one of the top questions I've been getting recently is how the hell I get my locks sticking up like this? In all honesty, it's been from all of my past mistakes and habits that I had with my first crown back in 2016. And now that I'm growing my second crown, I'm starting to, implement those same practices just unconsciously. In this video, I want to pass on some of what I've learned growing my first crown and some of those practices that I'm implementing in my second crown, and most importantly, how the look of your locks all depend on the daily habits that you enact each and every day. Now for tip number 2. Now the second thing is obvious if you're a part of the Congo Familia, and if you're not, hit that subscribe button, bro. But it's making sure your hair is clean and dry. General everyday sweat, build up, and just anything you may be adding to your hair can cause your dreadlocks to become heavy. So heavy that the hair at the roots can't do much to keep your hair standing up, giving it that droopy, hanging look. If you're growing freeform locks and you're using waxes or gels, make sure you go and watch all my other videos because, bro, you're doing it wrong. You did not understand the assignment. So if you want that gravity-defying look, make sure you keep your locks clean with a non-residue shampoo. That is the first step in training your crown to reach for the stars. Want more information on washing? Just take a look at the channel. I got a couple washing videos up there, as well as an ultimate guide teaching you how to start off with your washes if you're a newbie. Tip number 3, those daily habits. Now, honestly, when I had my crown back in 2016, I was super insecure about my locks, specifically during that ugly phase. And at the time, I worked at a coffee shop. Ultimately, it was that insecurity of being on public display in a coffee shop and having my locks grow through this crazy transformation. So 8 hours at the coffee shop, another 5 hours back at school. All I did was have my locks covered up, wrapped up to the most. And the only time they actually saw the light of day is when I would sleep. And even then, sometimes I would sleep with the things wrapped up because, your boy was so tired, I just pass out. Now, the tools I used to quickly wrap up and unwrap my hair were socks, lock socks essentially, and Tams. Over time, I even used bandanas and scarves at times, but over time, tying my hair like this and tying it back and working at the register and working on the sandwich counter and making coffees, over time this accidental habit trained my hair to grow up and back. And because they were growing up and back when I took it off, gave me that multiple antenna look. I know some folks who get away with using do-rags. They'll put their hair back essentially just like this, but they'll tie it with a do-rag at night and go to sleep. And when they wake up in the morning, the hair bounces right back and it's... Now, tip number 4 is all about being honest with yourself. Do you have the right hair texture? Honestly, getting your locks to stick up like this ultimately depend on your hair texture. If your hair is more fine, the harder time it'll be to pull off that island boy look. And honestly, you can see that just by growing out your natural hair without locking. The finer your hair is, it just grows out and down. The more curlier your hair, it grows up before dropping down. So if you have fine hair, you may need more extreme approaches to achieve this look, like taking the assistance of a loctician or a WICK lady. I'm not an expert on it whatsoever, so if that's the approach you want to take, just start hitting the Google searches for WICK ladies in your area. The next tip is to avoid early separation, especially if you're growing freeform locks. Along with using locks, socks, Tams, and wraps, your locks start pushing together with other locks. If I were to leave this lock with this lock and let them tighten up, become buddies, make them come a little more closer, it's going to essentially strengthen this one lock that'll probably grow up and out. This lock is pretty separated. It has a small root system, so you see it just drops immediately because the weight here is a lot stronger than the weight at the root. Now for my locks that are sticking up like this one, as you can see, a lot of weight at the top, but at the bottom, the root is about that big. You see what I'm saying? So just developing a strong root system here, which is also pulling this lock up. So when you avoid early separation, you know, you wear your wraps, you know, you're compressing your locks together, they're meeting each other and holding on to each other. When you have a stronger root system for your individual locks and you have those congos, they tend to fall down a lot later on in the journey. I've been growing a damn crater out the side of my head. If you're growing freeform locks and you have a kinky hair texture, this will probably be a natural occurring thing that happens to a couple of your locks. Be honest, no matter what approach you take with all of these methods, eventually over time, the weight of those locks, be it a year in, 2 years in, 3 years in, eventually the weight of those locks will weigh heavier than your actual root system and they'll start to fall. If you're in this lock journey for the long run, if it's something you want to do for a long term, just know that it's going to be a part of the process. I can already see a lot of my hair starting to fall and just a couple of locks sticking up, but I still have that up and out look to it all. But I know over time they'll just keep growing out and out and out until they eventually drop. That's why it's super important that if you're going on this journey to just appreciate every single phase your locks go through and appreciate that look you have while you have it. Anyway, if you're out there just starting out a lock journey and curious about my process, definitely check out my video here. It'll get you geared up all for what to expect and you're getting started with freeform locks, or in all honesty, you actually look like you got some growth happening already. So you may want to check out this video right here. But until then, it's your boy, DOMI boy, and I'll see you at the next one. That agua. Your boy got that cotton mouth, man. What you want me to do? It's Saturday.